We have a parrot named Chatter, you see, the silliest bird in our family. From morning till night he talks non-stop. Words and phrases go plip and plop. Hello, he calls when we walk through the door. Did you bring snacks? I'd like some more. He mimics our laughter and even a sneeze. And sometimes he sings, pretty please cheese. He tells funny jokes and whispers our name. Plays peekaboo like it's a grand game. But when he gets quiet, we all feel strange. Silence for Chatter is quite the big change. Our talkative parrot is clever and bright. He fills our home with pure delight. Chatter's our buddy, a loud, feathery friend. With him, the fun never seems to end.
Once upon a time, in a beautiful town called Glimmerwood, there lived a Barbie named Lila. Lila was known for her love of nature and her adventurous spirit. She often spent her days exploring the nearby forest, which was filled with tall, ancient trees, sparkling streams, and the songs of countless birds. One bright morning, as Lila was wandering through the forest, she noticed something unusual. There was a path she'd never seen before, glowing softly with a golden light. Intrigued, Lila decided to follow it. As she walked deeper into the forest, the trees began to shimmer with colors she had never seen before. The leaves sparkled like diamonds, and the flowers glowed with a soft, magical light. Suddenly, a gentle breeze whispered through the trees, and Lila heard a soft, tinkling sound. She looked up to see a group of tiny fairies fluttering around her. "Welcome, Lila," one of the fairies said, her voice as sweet as a bell. "We've been waiting for you. You've discovered the path to the Enchanted Forest, a magical place hidden from the world." Lila was amazed. She had heard stories of the Enchanted Forest, but never imagined she would find it herself. The fairies explained that the forest was in danger. The ancient tree at its heart, which held all the magic, was losing its light. Without it, the forest would lose its enchantment and become an ordinary place. "But we believe you can help," said the fairy. "Your love for nature and your kind heart can restore the tree's magic. You just need to find the 3 enchanted items hidden in the forest: the sparkling dewdrop, the golden feather, and the rainbow blossom." Excited by the challenge, Lila agreed to help. The fairies gave her a small, magical compass that would guide her to the items. The compass glowed and pointed Lila toward the first item, the sparkling dewdrop. Lila followed the compass until she reached a sparkling waterfall. There, on a leaf, was the dewdrop, glistening like a diamond. Carefully, she placed it in a small pouch the fairies had given her. The compass then pointed her toward the golden feather, which she found in the nest of a friendly golden eagle high in the treetops. The eagle was happy to help and gave Lila one of its magical feathers. Finally, the compass led her to a hidden meadow, where she found the rainbow blossom, a flower with petals of every color. As she picked the blossom, the entire meadow lit up with a rainbow of colors, and Lila felt the magic of the forest growing stronger. With all 3 items in her pouch, Lila hurried back to the ancient tree. The fairies were waiting, their wings shimmering with excitement. Lila placed the items at the base of the tree, and suddenly the tree began to glow with a brilliant light. The branches sparkled, the leaves shimmered, and the entire forest was bathed in a golden glow. "You did it, Lila," the fairies cheered. the tree's magic is restored, and the enchanted forest is safe. Lila smiled, feeling a warm glow in her heart. The fairies thanked her and told her she was always welcome in the enchanted forest. As a token of their gratitude, they gave Lila a small, magical necklace that would always guide her back to the forest whenever she wished to return. From that day on, Lila continued to explore the wonders of nature, but she always kept the enchanted forest and its magical friends close to her heart. And whenever she needed a bit of magic, she knew exactly where to find it. And so, Lila and the enchanted forest lived happily ever after, forever connected by the magic of nature and friendship.
There was once a mischievous little girl named Sophie who lived in a bustling town with her mother, Mrs. Harper. Sophie was always up to some prank or another, finding endless amusement in teasing her mother. Whether it was hiding her shoes in the morning or switching the sugar with salt, Sophie thought she was the cleverest trickster. Mrs. Harper, however, was a patient woman and often brushed off her daughter's antics with a smile and a shake of her head, though the teasing never seemed to stop. One afternoon, as Mrs. Harper was preparing lunch, Sophie tiptoed into the kitchen with a plan already forming in her mind. She spotted the soup simmering on the stove and, without thinking twice, decided to pour a dash of hot sauce into it. The bottle of sauce was something Mrs. Harper kept hidden because it was so spicy that no one in the house could tolerate it. Sophie giggled quietly, imagining the surprised look on her mother's face. As Mrs. Harper called Sophie to the table, Sophie sat down, pretending to be innocent. The moment Mrs. Harper took a sip of the soup, her face turned red, and she let out a small gasp. "Sophie, what did you do to the soup?" she asked, her voice more confused than angry. Sophie couldn't hold back her laughter. "I just thought it needed a little more flavor," she said, grinning from ear to ear. Mrs. Harper reached for a glass of water, trying to soothe the burning sensation in her mouth. Still, she didn't scold Sophie right away. Instead, she quietly set her spoon down and said, "Sophie, there's a time and place for jokes, but you need to know when to stop." Sophie, still giggling, didn't take her mother's words seriously. Later that day, while Mrs. Harper was resting, Sophie decided to take her pranks a step further. She found an old sheet, threw it over herself, and tiptoed into her mother's room, planning to give her a fright by pretending to be a ghost. As she crept closer, she knocked over a lamp, which crashed to the floor, waking her mother with a start. Mrs. Harper's startled scream shook Sophie to her core, and the little girl quickly pulled the sheet off, realizing how frightened her mother had been. Tears welled up in Mrs. Harper's eyes, not from fear, but from disappointment. "Sophie, it's one thing to tease and joke, but when you make someone feel scared or hurt, that's when it stops being funny." Sophie looked down, guilt creeping in. For the first time, she realized that her teasing, which she had always found so amusing, had gone too far. From that day forward, Sophie made a promise to herself and her mother. She learned that teasing, especially when it hurt others, wasn't something to be proud of. Instead, she channeled her creativity into making her mother laugh in kind and thoughtful ways, realizing that respect for her elders was far more valuable than any prank could ever be.